And of course, it's very difficult to test for it. How do you do it? All of your blood tests, your blood counts, et cetera, are done per unit of volume. So they take a particular volume of blood and they count the number of red cells and the number of white cells and et cetera. Well, they can't count the blood volume because they'd have to take all your blood out and measure it and then try to get it back into you. So not very convenient to do in a clinical setting. So it's not addressed because it's too hard to address. Fortunately, with Chinese medicine, we have a huge advantage. We take pulses. Those of you that have seen me or another practitioner of traditional Chinese medicine or Ayurvedic medicine, you've had your pulses taken. And you see there are 3 fingers on this person's radial artery, and they're checking the pulses at 3 different locations, and they're testing at multiple depths. And each of those pulses has 27, 28, if you're talking about a death pulse, basically, 27 pulses, and you have 9 positions on each wrist. So you start multiplying out the possibilities, and it's incredibly high, the matrix there. And so when we're feeling pulses, that's what we're analyzing. Now, one of the pulses that's actually extremely, as soon as I touch someone, it's obvious, is hypovolemia. And in hypovolemia, the blood volume is so low, it doesn't fully fill up the radial artery. So the artery has a very different feel to it. I can press down into it. There's very little resistance, kind of mushy. And so we know that there's at least some level of hypovolemia. And so we can feel that in the pulses. Now, when I feel that, I will ask my patients, do you ever get dizzy when you stand up? And at least 90% of the time, they'll say, oh, yeah, isn't that normal? Or, oh, yeah, it's been happening for the last 2 years. So obviously it's not normal and it is dangerous. And we can tell from the pulses. And again, then we do a couple of in-office tests to further examine that. One's called a Ragland's test, which is having you lie down, check your blood pressure, have you stand up, check your blood pressure again timed over 3 different tests. And we get to see if you have hypovolemia. We also get to see if you have postural orthostatic tachycardia or POTS, or we can start pointing at dysautonomia, which is another condition that is really skyrocketed post-pandemic. So anyway, we can get all information on all of those just by testing the pulses.